All of us have received gifts that we didn't really want, but of course, it is the thought that counts. I'm going to save you from giving gifts that may not be useful for the guy or gal griller in your life and give you a few better alternatives. And the first one on the list are these bear claws. I mean, what could be more manly than pulling apart flesh with your bare hands? The trouble is these don't work very well, but they're super common. Almost everybody has a set, but they don't really use them. If you need something like that, I actually prefer to get some barbecue gloves. These are food safe. They allow you to reach in to grab the food, to take it off the grill, and to pull apart the meat for pulled pork without having to burn your fingers, and they're really great. Some grilling guys have lots of stuff and they would prefer to get things that you can use up and then be done with them instead. And one of the things in that category for me are rubs. I don't love rubs. They do add a lot of flavor, but there's a lot of overlap between different brands, and a lot of them are pretty much the same. Not only that, but they last forever, and I have way too many of them in the cabinet already. What I prefer to do instead are to give out sauces because they don't last as long and they can add a ton of flavor. And I'm not talking about just regular sauces that you can get from the grocery store. Instead, I prefer to get things that are different from all the different parts of the world. One of those big categories are hot sauces, which if you're just going for a good laugh, you could use one that has a funny name like this one. But if you're going for regular barbecue sauces, Nando's has one called a piri piri sauce that's both sweet, sour, and spicy all at the same time, and it uses African bird's eye chilies. I prefer the medium one because if I go any hotter than that, it's gonna light my hair on fire. This stuff is pretty intense. Another one that I really like is called gochujang. It comes from Korea and has some really good chili flavors in it as well. If you're looking for something that's more of an American style, I like to look local, and one of those places is Hey Grill Hey. She lives in Utah as well. Her jalapeno apple barbecue sauce is incredible. And of course, what kind of barbecue person doesn't absolutely love meat? And this is a great time to be able to give some kind of a gift card. Go get it for their local butcher or some of these online suppliers, and that gives them a chance to get some meat that they might not normally buy. Maybe there's something they have always wanted to try, like a Wagyu steak. This gives them that opportunity. Plus, one of the big benefits is they might invite you over to come over and try it. And if they're into charcoal grilling or love to smoke meat, Exotic Woods is a great opportunity for them to experiment. One of my favorite gifts ever was a package that had apple, apricot, olive, and I think almond wood all in there, and that kept me busy for a long time trying out different combinations of flavors. And I'm not likely to go out and buy pimento wood, but I've heard it makes a big difference for jerk chicken, and the Kahlua pig that I've made really hasn't been the same without Hawaiian kiave wood. And so some of those things are real good splurge items that can add just a little bit extra to the meals they already want to make. And the same idea goes for charcoal. You can get some of the higher end charcoals that they might have been wanting to try and give them a chance. And if you do it right, they're gonna have a fun time experimenting and you're gonna leave them wanting some more. Barbecue tool sets are one of those things that come in a lot of different styles, including some that are a bit of a novelty. Let me give you an example. I love to ride bikes, and somebody gave me a set that kind of resembles a pedal wrench. The only problem is this spatula is darn near worthless. It doesn't work really well for flipping things, and neither do the tongs that come with it. So if you do go find something like that, I saw some really cool ones that if they're into hockey, they took old hockey sticks and they turned them into barbecue spatulas. Just make sure that they work well so that way they don't look at them and think they're really cool, and then leave them in the drawer for the rest of the time. And there's a good chance that they already have a set of those, and so you'd be better off buying them a really good knife. And this is one that I think everybody needs to have. It's a 12-inch slicing knife. It happens to be from Victorinox, the same people that make Swiss Army knives. This allows you to take that perfect slice off of your brisket so that way it's not all shredded when it comes time to actually serve it. This one, I don't use that often, but when I do, it's a real lifesaver. If I'm trying to round out my barbecue knife toolkit, a chef's knife as well as a curved boning knife are the only two other knives that I use. Between those three, I can do absolutely everything on the grill. If your griller is into live fire cooking or charcoal grilling, some fire lighting accessories could be a really good option and a nice addition to have. This one is from Loof Lighter. It's a hot air blower. What it does is it shoots really hot air out into the coals, and then it stokes the fire with that same fan, and it lights it up in a real hurry. I made fun of these for a long time, but they work really well, and I'll often grab it when I'm in a hurry. And if your griller already has everything, you might consider something like the grill gun. What this does is it's a propane torch that can put out an incredible amount of fire. It'll light the charcoal really quick, or you can use it for a quick sear after sous vide or reverse searing your meat. It's a little bit pricey though, but it's a fantastic addition, and I don't think anybody would say no to a gun that shoots fire. But there is one thing that you should absolutely never buy for your favorite grilling friend, and that is an entire grill. Unless you know exactly what they want. I've seen people go on Facebook or forums and say, hey, what kind of grill should I get so-and-so? And there's a good chance that if you get it, you're gonna spend a lot of money on it, and they might be just a little bit disappointed for the next several years while they're using it. What you should do instead is you should tell them to check out this video where I go over the basics of all the different kinds of grills, and then see where the conversation takes you. You might find the one that they really want.